What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about how to avoid a bad investment in crypto. What we're talking about today, and it's something I feel like a lot of people are. I don't see this conversation being had. At least not the points that I'm going to go over. I don't see this being had from a lot of larger YouTube channels that I follow. Maybe that's because they themselves are not convicted in their own observations. Maybe these are just observations that I've made. I don't know. I haven't heard too many people talk about this because it's so simple. It's so simple, right? Anybody, whether you're an analyst or it's your first day doing crypto, anybody can identify these kind of checkpoints and determine if a crypto is right for them to invest in or not, just by looking at the money. Not even by reading the white paper, looking up the fundamentals, watching every YouTube video and every YouTuber telling you what this thing does and coming up with your own conclusions. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You don't have to do formal research. Your research can be so simple, and you can genuinely avoid making a bad investment in crypto just by doing this, okay? You go to CoinMarketCap. First off, you look at the coin and you see, oh, it's a brand new coin. This came out in April of 2024 or February or March or whatever. It came out within this bull cycle. It's been around for just over a year now, barely any time at all. Okay, that's not a bad thing. You're at your lows even, right? It's not a bad thing. None of this on a charting perspective is bad. What's bad is not the chart, it's the metrics of the market cap, of the volume, of the tokenomics and all this, right? You go to CoinMarketCap, okay? Anybody can go to CoinMarketCap. You type in whatever crypto it is that you're researching, okay? And the first thing that you should look for in avoiding a bad investment, right? And whenever I say a bad investment in crypto, I'm not talking about avoiding something that's going to suck money out of your wallet, right? These quote unquote bad investments can still make you money. They can be good investments overall, but they're bad investments because coins like this, like Athena and other coins that are very similar to this. I mean, I could talk like ICP, Pi, right? Pi's one. Any coin that comes out, Pudgy Penguins, no offense to Pudgy Penguins, any coin that comes out with a multi-billion-dollar valuation whenever it comes out, that's how you know that it's a money grab and it's a scam. And if we look at this, you go to CoinMarketCap, you type in the search bar, you look up whatever crypto you're looking for, ENA, you look at the market cap and you see that this thing is not even in it's in its first bull cycle. It hasn't had a bear cycle. It hasn't had a bull cycle yet. It's in the first year and a half of its existence, and it's already worth $2 billion. Why am I investing in you? Why would I want to invest in you? Why? What's the purpose? The average altcoin, in fact, every crypto that's ever existed except for Ethereum and XRP, even Bitcoin, every crypto besides Ethereum and XRP, in their first bull market, they did not see a market cap of like $90 billion or more, $100 billion or more, okay? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. From 1.8 billion to 20 billion, you can gain value there. That's decent growth. I don't think anybody would be upset with a 5x or more than a 5x. I wouldn't be. But in crypto, you're not looking for a 5x. You're not looking for a 10x. You're not looking even for a 20x. You're looking for something that is at least this cycle over a 30x. Because the average altcoin, I think, in the top like 200 will give you, the average altcoin likely, as long as they're not money grab projects like this one, they will probably give you a 20 to 30x in returns. So you're looking for something that's above that. Okay, a 30x from here would put you at a $60 billion market cap. And that's not impossible. But the cryptos that see $60 billion in their first cycle, they're like Solana. They're like Ethereum. They're coins that, like Chainlink, you know, like and I don't even know actually if Chainlink saw that high of a market cap. But even then, that's my point, right? That's a high market cap. It's not an impossible market cap. It can happen. But when 60 billion, when a 30x is pushing the barriers for what something can achieve, that's how you know it's not for you. You're in crypto. You're not here for a 30x or less. You're here for a 30x or more. Hell, you're here for a 100x or more. Why shouldn't you invest in a project that has that kind of potential? You look at a market cap like this. It's brand new. It's existed for just over a year. That's brand new in this game. If you've existed for less than one bull market and one bear market, you're new. If you came out in the bear market, you're still new. If you came out 2 years ago, you came out during the 3 years ago when the bear market was in full effect, you're still new. One full bull market, one full bear market at least. Or one full bear market and then one full bull market at least, however you want to say it. That's how you establish yourself. And that's where you gain the availability to see higher market caps. Because those higher market caps, think about it, right? If you've got a coin that's worth $60 billion, $100 billion, hundreds of billions of dollars, there's a lot of money backing you up. There's a lot of money backing you up. And those people, the institutions, the entities that back up those kind of funds, they don't put their money into something that's brand new. They don't, unless it's like life-changing, like XRP and Ethereum, apparently. You know, like those two, they got to pass. But my theory as to why XRP and Ethereum saw $100 billion in their first cycle, that was the 2017, 2018 altcoin craze. We were bananas back. We've never seen an altcoin season like that ever. And since, it was insane. The markets were less saturated. The obvious tech, the good projects, stood out more. Right? And crypto, 2017, 2018, that was actually a time when a lot of institutions, a lot of big institutions, the 5 out of the top 5 banks in the world were publicly getting involved with crypto, right? They literally were. And when I say publicly, their CEOs, their heads of whatever discussion, Jamie Dimon, they're not out there saying, we're buying crypto. They're out there saying, screw crypto. If you buy crypto, we're going to fire you from my job. But they're still buying it in the background, and we can see it on their balance sheets, and it's all publicly traceable information, because that's how it is in crypto for the most part, for Bitcoin and other things. But a lot of these players have been in since 2017, 2018. I think they got in to Ethereum and XRP based on speculation back then. They've been around, and even then those cycles in that 2017, 2018 cycle, Ethereum and XRP had both been around for a while. They'd been around for multiple years already, right? They hadn't been around for a year. And even then, again, those are two exceptions. All I'm trying to say here, guys, is if you want to avoid making a bad investment in something, in crypto, and I say bad investment, not meaning that if you put money in here, you're going to lose money. If you put money in this thing, ENA, whoever you are, I'm sure you'll make money. But it's a bad investment even in this thing, even if you make money, because the money you make is going to be pennies, is going to be insurmountable compared to what you could make in any other kind of play. Put it in Syrup, put it in Cookie DAO, put it in Onyx Coin, Swift Coin. We got so many plays, man. TARS AI, whatever, LCX. There's all kinds of XRP itself, I bet, with a market cap that's already, what is XRP's market cap? It's over $100 billion, isn't it? It's like multiple hundreds, isn't it? XRP with a $127 billion market cap, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing outperformed Athena, because it's at least established. It's at least been around, right? The market cap it matters, but timing matters too. You have to think about it, right? To get these kind of market caps, if anybody out there, and I'm picking on Athena, it's not just Athena. There's other coins like ICP, Pi, right? We've talked about that. There's I mean, hell, let's go through the coin market cap right now. Let me just tell you coins that are clearly coins to stay away from, okay? So let's see. Hyperliquid's one of them. Brand new. It's worth $11 billion. This thing's not going to be worth $100 billion by the end of the cycle or more. Hell no. If it is, okay, I'm wrong about one coin. This isn't 100% foolproof. XRP and Ethereum have done it, but 99.9% of the time it doesn't happen. So I feel safe in my conviction that this is probably a money grab and stay away from it. It's brand new. SWI is brand new too, and it's in the top 10, or it's in the top 15. It's worth $10 billion. Probably not a good investment. Not saying that it's a money grab. It's a good project, but probably not a good investment. The fully diluted valuation is at like $30 billion or something like that, right? Probably not a good investment for the long term. Hype and SWI, honestly. Probably not. Probably not. Brand new coins that are worth over $10 billion, probably not. You're not going to get to $100 billion, not this cycle, man. Why is this being slow? Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this. Let's see. We're going to turn it up a little bit. My internet's being slow. Okay, here we go. What's another one that's not going to do it for you? Let's see. I mean, yeah, obviously Athena. I mean, BitGet token, that's a brand new one. Probably not going to do you any kind of 20x or 30x moves here, right? If you're not getting at least 25x, what are you doing in this cycle? Pi is another one to stay away from, probably. It's not that these are coins to stay away from because they're going to lose you money. I'm sure they'll all make your money. I'm sure that they will all grow in value between now and the end of the cycle. But at the rate of growth that they will see, they're going to get obliterated compared to any average altcoin in the markets, right? Maybe not. Is BitTensor new? This one might be one too. Let's see. Tau is Tau new? TAO USD. Let me just look it up on here. Then let's go through here. Hold on. ICP is one to stay away from, probably, right? And some of these projects, I'm not aware of all these projects. Maybe some of them are brand new still, and I'm just not addressing them. But that doesn't mean that I think that they're good investments. This thing came out in 2023. That's its all-time history, right? 2023, yeah. No offense to Tau, no offense to BitTensor, but you're probably not going to get immaculate returns with this either. You're at a $3 billion market cap. Maybe you get a 10x, maybe you get a 20x, but you're not going to get what the average coin's going to produce. You're going to underperform the average altcoin. Absolutely, you will. Same thing with ICP. Same thing with Ondo. I don't know what Gate token is, but probably same thing here. Mantle, same thing. Oh, unless Mantle is this an older project? I forget. Let's see. I'm literally just no, it's not. So same thing with this. Any of these coins that are worth billions of dollars, that are worth $1 billion or more, and it's their first cycle, Caspa, right? Stay away. They're not Trump. You're not going to get a multi-100x. You're not going to get a 30x with Trump. And for anybody out there that's watching this like, oh, you're worried about catching a 100x or something that's greater than a 30x, your head's in the clouds, man. Okay, fine. I'll stay in the clouds. This is crypto. I've been in this. I've literally made a 14x overnight before in crypto. Don't tell me you can't make a 30x between now and the end of the damn year. We got a whole, this is my third bull cycle. I know what I'm talking about. And that doesn't mean that every coin that I address here is going to perform exactly as I'm saying it will, or any coin that I'm invested in is going to do a 100x. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if you're looking for a 100x, which you should be if you're in crypto, damn it, you can find a 100x. You can find a 50x in crypto. It's not that hard. Don't invest in these coins, right? That's all I'm saying. No offense to FET, but same thing. This is probably one that's not going to make you a lot of money this cycle. Filecoin, I also think the same thing, but that one's not a good example of what I'm talking about. I don't know. As we go down the list, Jupiter is actually useful, and I think Jupiter does perform on average. Now we're getting down the list. It's not worth multiple billions. Now you're just at $1 billion. But a lot of these coins, right? People are like S&P 500 is going to go for, or SPX 6900 is going to go for the S&P 500. That's not going to happen. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, man. And that's probably why it's going to grow. It'll probably continue to grow throughout the cycle. But if you're thinking that this thing in market cap value will achieve the same market cap dominance that the S&P 500 does, you're nuts, man. You're literally crazy. You're absolutely crazy. And Murad doesn't believe that either, right? Murad, he says that stuff, it's a selling point so that people buy in. It's all about hype for meme coins. You need hype. And what's the maximum hype? Flipping the S&P. That's maximum hype. So of course, and I hear the narrative there, but this is a here and gone coin, man. A lot of these coins are here and gone coins. All I'm trying to say, in case the point isn't made valid at this point, is that the best way to avoid investing in a bad project, in a coin that is a money grab project that doesn't care about their investors and they only care about making themselves money and people who participate in the ecosystem, which is fine, but it doesn't. If it's ecosystem participants that they care about, then why as an investor should you care about joining them, right? Athena is a perfect example of this. ICP is a perfect example of this. There's other coins I'm drawing a blank on right now, but you can tell by simply just going to coin market cap. You type in ENA or whatever crypto you're looking at, right? You type it in. Especially if it's new. If it's old and this happens, there might, maybe they had some token unlocks, but they've finished that. Now it's stabilized. It all depends on what there is left to unlock, right? Here you got 1.8, fully diluted valuation is 4.6 billion. That's a lot, okay? Your price looks like this for your all-time history, but your market cap looks like this. The people who are participating in the ecosystem, in the DAO, in the whatever, the miners, the stakers, the people getting the rewards, they are benefiting. Clearly, it's in an uptrend, higher lows, higher highs. But the people investing, people that are just speculating, and they hear the narrative, they're hearing the media hype, the marketing that these guys are paying for. There's a reason why you're hearing about it. They're paying for it so that you invest in them. They don't care about you. They don't care about you as an investor. They care about themselves. They care about the ecosystem participants, and that's great. Care about those guys, fine. But as an investor, as somebody who's looking to put my money into something to watch it grow and then I can take profits off of that, this doesn't interest me, and it shouldn't interest you. Athena, ICP, those are just two that stand out like on my head, but there's so many others that we went over just now. Look for the market caps. If you're looking for something that's going to outperform the average altcoin, you're probably not looking in the right place if the market cap is worth billions of dollars already, okay? That's the goal, is to be worth billions of dollars for any altcoin, right? If you're already there, you already did it. What are you going to do? Is this coin going to, the average altcoin is going to do a 25x. Is this thing going to do a 25x? Are you going to see let's see, from 1.8, what would a 10x would be 18 billion, and then a 20x would be 36, so basically probably just under 40 billion. So let's say 37, probably 38 billion, 37.5 billion, $37.5 billion for a 20x. And then you'd add another 5x on top of that. So something over $40 billion, maybe. maybe you see a 25x, maybe, because 40 billion to 60 billion is achievable. It is, depending on how many tokens you unlock. I mean, already over this last year, you've unlocked enough to where your market cap is impacted versus the price in a positive way versus a negative way to the price. So depending on how many unlocks you get, your market cap might do a 25x, but your price might not, and likely doesn't, right? But maybe you can see a 25x. Maybe, just maybe, you can perform on average with the average altcoin. But why do that? Why not invest in something that maybe could, just maybe, outperform the average altcoin? Something that has a maybe chance of a 100x instead of maybe keeping up. You hear what I'm saying, right? It's not the same. This thing, there's coins, you can look at all kinds of coins in the top 200, top 500 that have 50x potential, 100x potential, multi-100x potential. This thing doesn't even have 50x potential. Doesn't interest me. It shouldn't interest you. That's just my thoughts. No offense to coins like Athena. No offense to coins like SWI, but you're over, and Hyperliquid. You're overpriced. You're overhyped. You're going to grow in value. I'm sure you'll see new all-time highs, but compared to the rest of the market, anybody holding this is going to be like, hey, wait, I wish I bought. Why didn't you tell me to buy Cookie DAO? Where was the marketing for that, right? Why didn't you tell me to buy Onyx Coin? Where was the marketing for that? It was in your face. You just weren't looking at it because this stuff was more in your face. The marketers pay for that, right? And that's how it is with these coins, right? Whenever you hear about a brand new coin that just came out and you hear about it, it's like the best thing since sliced bread and it's everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. They're being paid to talk about it. Everybody didn't just discover this coin all at once. Anyways, guys, I got nothing else to say. I'm repeating the same stuff, so I'm done there. Okay, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Avoid high market cap money grabbing scams, essentially. Because what? This isn't going to be. They're going to take their money, man. This project, they're going to take their money. Once it tops off, they'll take their money, and then they'll start a new project next cycle. You know what I mean? It'll be just like this one, but better. It'll have the same advisors, same marketing team, same developers, the whole shebang. This project will still be alive. They'll still be trying, right? But they're going to start a new project. That's how it is in crypto. That's how it is. It's just a money grab. Stay away from money grabs. Bye-bye.